back. Now, if you've downloaded the Chapter 2 example files, then under the Chapter 2 folder, you'll notice that we have the InDesign Pro Skills brochure, as well as some additional files. Now, these are the files that we'll be using for our Chapter 2, for all of our examples. Now, imagine for a moment that somebody sends you the open files. Let's say you're working with an agency and you request the open files for a design that they've worked on. That is similar to what you will see when you open this folder. Just like we did in Chapter 1 when we packaged the document. This is the package of that document. It has all the links, which is the images. It has the fonts, so you can install all those fonts before you open the document. And it has the IDML file as well as the InDesign file. Remember, the IDML file goes InDesign markup language, which means if you don't have the latest version, you can use the IDML file and open that in any version of InDesign. Otherwise, you can open this one. All right, so that's your files. And if we get to InDesign, we're going to open that IDML file, just to make sure it works on everybody's computer. Now, the moment you do this, it will open the document and ask you for certain fonts, dependent on whether you have all the fonts on your computer. And that's a very important principle, because let me just set this to high res, because imagine you got this content from somebody that worked on a Mac, and now you're working on a PC. You might not have the fonts that they worked with. So the panel that will open up looks similar to this.
Right.
And it will give you the opportunity to replace the fonts that is not found in a document with the fonts on your computer. So you will look for a similar font. Let's say Arial Bold was not available. It will have a little yellow triangle next to it, and we can click on Arial Bold and go and look for it on our own system. And we can find the Arial font over here. Let's just change it to something else that you can see. But there's Arial, and we can say, well, the bold one, we take the bold one, and we click on Change All. And throughout the document, it will change it to the font that you have available. Okay, just be wary that if you change the fonts to a different font, some of the text might not fit in its boxes anymore. So you have to check the document carefully. So if you do open my document and you are having font problems, remember, just adjust it to the fonts that you have on your system. And then you can click on that. All right. Now, this is just, it's an old little tourism publication cover that I used here. And the inside of our case study document, you will of course recognize. There's the DPS we built in Chapter 1. There's an additional page. It looks slightly different here. Then we have another page where we're going to look at tables. So we're going to use this as an example for all of the advanced features we're going to look at in InDesign. Also over here, we're going to look again at character styles, paragraph styles. We can look at some advanced styles with nested styles. We can look at tabs. And we're going to end off with a very advanced example of using character, paragraph, and object styles together. And it's mind-blowing what's possible. Alright, so if you are joining us and you already have known the basics before, then you're in for a lot of surprises in this chapter. And for those of you that did Chapter 1, we're going to extend your knowledge even further in this chapter. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to dive into